Good afternoon and welcome to What's Up Kansas City, and today our guest is Mr. Rashad from Lincoln University's Alumni Association, who is anticipating the start of the Classic, which will be held at Arrowhead Stadium this coming weekend. And good afternoon, Mr. Rashad.
Good afternoon. Glad to be here.
Glad for you to be here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the Lincoln University Alumni Association and about who you are?
Okay, let me start with who I am.
Okay.
Okay, I am a graduate of Lincoln University in 1968. Came here to Kansas City and worked in the Kansas City school district for about 30 odd years.
Okay.
And then after I left Lincoln U, I did some work with a consulting firm in California for about 12 years, and then I retired this past January. The Lincoln University Alumni Association has been in existence, I don't know how many years, but it was here when I got here. And it is an arm of the university, as we have chapters throughout the United States, which serve the university in a capacity of financing, trying to help students who need scholarships, trying to get students introduced to Lincoln University. So we serve as an arm on this end of the state, and St. Louis chapter serves as an arm on the other end of the state.
What about the relationship between the Alumni Association and the university and the president of Lincoln University? How does that work?
Okay, right now, what we do is we're here in Kansas City, so we have the relationships, the connections, and we have the wherewithal to make contact with individuals who are interested in going to Lincoln, interested in sponsoring Lincoln, become partners with Lincoln. So that's how we work with the president. We call the president in to speak with the individual. After we have nurtured a relationship, we'll call the president in to meet the individuals and see can they work together to do something that could help the school.
What about the new president? What's his name?
Dr. Kevin Rome.
Kevin Rome. How's he doing down there, Lincoln?
From what I hear, he has a lot of favorable response from different individuals, and that's good. He's a young man. He's in his 40s, and he can relate well with the students. And I understand, I've heard him speak on several occasions. He seems to be a good speaker. So far, everybody's pleased, mostly, the majority of us.
Yeah. Last year we had the opportunity, and I interviewed him on What's Up Kansas City right before the Classic game. What about the legacy? You hear schools talk about legacy, creating a legacy between the Alumni Association and the university. What about this terminology about legacy? How does it fit in with the Alumni Association?
When I think about the legacy, I go back to when Lincoln University was on land-grant college, and that it was started by soldiers. These soldiers sacrificed what they had to put Lincoln on the map. And it was like pennies, but yet and still at that time it meant quite a bit. And when I think about that legacy, how they sacrificed and service for us to be where we are today, it just fills me up, and I just feel proud of what they're doing and to be a part of that history. Now, as far as the legacy of the university, at one time, I don't know if you remember, W.D. Du Bois referred to our staff at Lincoln University as the Harvard of the Midwest, because we had such dynamic instructors there. Dr. Cox, we had a Dr. Green, a Dr. Blue, a Dr. Paul. I mean, it was just a phenomenal staff that we had at that time, and they really cared about us. And then when we reflect back on those years and those times, that's why we feel so dedicated now, the Alumni Association, because of what these individuals did prior to us coming there and while we were there.
Mm-hmm. I was sitting there looking at you. I said, you really are a model of LU back in the day. You awful sharp today.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I remember when one of my instructors would tell me, he would look at my fingernails.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he would look at my nails and say, "Look, you got your nails together today?"
Really?
I mean, they look after you like family. They had your interests at heart. At the time we might have thought it was annoying, but as we look back and we said, that's like a parent. It was like a family on the hill. We couldn't get out in the city much because, at the time racism was still prevalent. It was dormant, but it was there. And so we kind of stuck together on this hill, and it was like one big family. And they were like our parents. They looked out for us. They had our interests at heart, and they took care of us. I mean, I could tell you, a number of situations that happened. Personally, I had an incident where I wrecked one of the professor's cars by mistake. And he asked me to come over his house after it was all said and done. First thing he asked me, he said, "Do you have insurance?" I said, "What's that?" And he looked at me and he said, "Oh, go on. He didn't bother me no more. He didn't bother me. But when I came back for homecoming, I'd always notice he said, "Hey, how you doing, Mr. Boyd? How you doing?" And I thought to myself, how does he know my name?
Right,
it didn't click on me. I'm the one who tore his car up.
Right.
Didn't have insurance. But he treated me nice after all those years,
Right,
So
right.
it was just phenomenal, the relationships we had with our staff.
Yeah, I know when I started down in Lincoln, we still wore suits and ties. On certain days, you wear a suit and tie. That wasn't anything unusual.
They referred to you as Mr. Watts.
Right, that's right.
Right.
That's right. And they spared me because, I wasn't always on the right path, but they afforded me a degree in
Right.
1975 from Lincoln University.
Yeah, I also feel blessed to get a degree also because there are certain instructors who, they just knew that maybe you were not quite up to par, but they worked with
That's
you
right.
and worked with you until they, you were able to make it through.
Right. I remember an instructor down there, his name was Dr. Dan Bradbury, and he told me, "Mr. Watts, you and I do not mix intellectually." And, the guy gave me a shot, though, man. I ended up getting a good grade in this course, and I had an old incomplete on my transcript, and he took care of it. Listen, what's this issue about relationship? How important is that? Bonding that relationship with the Kansas City community, Lincoln University, and the alumni of Lincoln here in Kansas City, Missouri.
Are you referring to relationship between the school and our community
and
here?
bonding it together? How important is that?
I think that's very important because, like I say, we here in Kansas City, we have the connections, we have the relationships with the local community here, with our community. What we can do is transfer that over to the university to help that with as another supporting arm for the university. The university needs help. We need support, especially now with finances being cut. We need people who can help us on this end and on the St. Louis end. And if we tighten up those relationships between the two, Kansas City and the university, we'll find that it'll be more beneficial. It'll be a win-win situation for all. We have many graduates here that are working in corporate America or education that graduated from Lincoln University. So this city has been really benefiting from Lincoln University. So why not give something back? Why not bond together to even make it even more a win-win situation?
Today I want to challenge you as being a part of the Lincoln University Alumni Station my challenge is for the Kansas City Alumni Station come and meet with Carlos Nelson here at Cascade Media and talk about doing a Lincoln alumni show maybe once a month. And it would require just a small sponsorship, something that's doable. And this is a good media platform to get that message out. So that's my challenge to you today.
Well, I spoke with Carlos earlier, and he brought that to my attention. And I agree that we should take advantage of the situation here.
Yes.
Because we haven't. In the past, I'm dealing with the Alumni Association now, and finding out the mindset is not geared to growth and development, But we got to come out of that same old routine. We have services like what Carlos has. We should take advantage of.
That's right.
And so, my wife is the president. She's been the president, I think, but I tell her all the time, I say, yeah, you're the president, but yet still you haven't brought any creativity to it. You just routinely going through the same old routine over and over and over again. You need to do something different. We need to take advantage of the services that are out there. So, yes, if we, whoever is the president next year, I would encourage them to reach out. We need to get ourselves exposed, expand the brand of Lincoln University through services like what Carlos offers.
Right, yeah. Now, let's talk about the classic and let's talk about the parade. I know you've been fired up, man. You are fired up about this parade, Barbra Rashad.
I've been working on this parade. Now, I came up with the parade late. I really didn't give myself enough time, but I said, well, shoot, why not go for it? And you get an opportunity to learn, grow, and meet people, reconnect. And that's what I've done so far. I've been an opportunity to meet new people. I've been able to reconnect with other people. I met Carlos through you and so forth. So it's been really good. The parade is going to be the Saturday at 9:30 a.m. prior to the game, the same day. But we have a nice lineup. We got some of the major bands in this city. We got two good bands out of Kansas City, Kansas. That's Sligo Band and also Washington Band. And also Wyandotte Band, Talbert's Band, Lincoln U's Band. So we got 5 good bands. We have the drill teams. That's so I didn't realize there were so many drill teams in the area. But so we got. I tried to set a limit at 4, but I got 5 drill teams. I got 1 from Kansas and the other 4 from right here. And so we're still getting entrants, people calling who want to, become part of it, and we're still searching around. This is the first time I've done this, so I'm learning, and next year I have a better sense of how to, go about organizing. I got a good friend helping me, used to be one of my students, Ben Suber, who's been just phenomenal in making contacts with different individuals. So the parade, I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, it's my first shot. We don't have any floats. I have my vision for the parade is really to have a lot of more than floats than cars, because I notice when we have our homecoming, I see a lot of automobiles and I don't see floats, and we've strayed away from that. And I like to see us get back to that creativity where we see just a beautiful float with a lot of people and what have you. So
creativity.
Right. And we've gotten away from that. We just throw cars in there, but no, we got a lot of talent, man. We got a lot of talent, and we got to give them a chance, the opportunity to display their talent. So I'm looking forward to the challenge next year. What I want to do is start planning as soon as this over. We start planning next year, get a nice group of people who are committed, and then we'll go from there.
Well, we'll certainly do what we can at Cascade to help you make that come true for next year. Now, check this out. Tell the folks, look in the camera and tell the folks real slow what time the parade starts and the route.
Okay, the parade starts at 9:30 a.m. and the parade will start at Benton and Truman Road. That's the park, Grove Pool Park. That's where we all line up at the park. We will march up Benton to 18th Street. We go south on Benton to 18th Street. When we get to 18th Street, we make a right turn and go all the way down to 18th and Vine. That's the route of the parade. Any more questions about the parade, you think?
No, that's cool. It starts at Truman Road and Benton Plaza, actually.
Right.
And it goes to 18th Street, and when it goes to 18th Street, it'll be headed west down to the Historical Jazz and Negro League District.
Yeah, we like to stop right in there. That's why we really want to stop.
That's going to be what they call the staging area.
But see, my vision is if we can do this annually, we could possibly create more activity in this area.
Right. That's right.
And that's what we want to do. We want to liven this area up. This area was neglected when they decided to put up the KC Power and Light.
Right.
Because first focus was supposed to be in here. Then they changed the focus, left us hanging. I don't know all the details and whatever, but anyway, I think we, meaning the people in the community, can take it upon themselves to revitalize this community.
Right.
So the community spirit is low, and I like to see this parade help lift it. The parade is just an attraction. You get the people here, and once we get them here, then we could have all kind of guest speakers, booth, and what have you, anything to pertain to the issues of the people in this community.
That's real good. Now, what do you think about the game? Now, let's talk about the game. I know you're a sports guy. You know, how the Tigers looking?
Well, I tell you, I was impressed. We had the press conference about a week ago.
Okay.
And as you know, that Mike Garrett is now the athletic director at Langston.
Right.
And Mike was a fighter. He was here when we won the Super Bowl.
That's right.
So I can't put their program down. Their coach Sanders, he looks like he's a good coach. And so I think it's going to be a competitive game. I'm proud of Coach Jones, what he's done with our team.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be a good competition. I think no one will be disappointed. But I'm looking at Lincoln to come out on top.
Okay, then.
It starts at 3 o'clock. That'll be about, the parade should last no more than 2 hours and 15 minutes. And then everybody probably be rushing over to the parking lot. I hear a lot of guys want to, what's called tailgate. You got the Kappas and the Qs and the Alphas all talking about tailgating.
Okay.
I'm going inside to watch the game myself.
Yeah. Now, we want to also offer a challenge to Lincoln University, President Rome and Coach Mike Jones. Next time, let's interview you before the Classic. That's my challenge to both of you guys. Right now, you guys are missing in action here on 18th and Vine in Kansas City, Missouri, at Cascade Media on the second floor of the historic Lincoln Building. What would you like to say to the folks before we close out?
I'd like to say we want to tighten up those ties between the university and Kansas City. We want to make it closer where we feel like we're working together. Our purpose is to the community life, as it says in my my proposal, that community life is our most important asset. We want to draw this community together.
Okay then. Also, in closing, ladies and gentlemen, we want to offer any of the young people in the Kansas City area who would like to get a higher education, consider going to Lincoln University. You can contact the Lincoln University Extension, which is on 12th and Purcell, for information. And you can always contact information. You can always contact the school in Jeff City, Missouri. Go online and look at Lincoln University. I'm alumni of Lincoln University, and they did me well. And Mr.Rashad is graduated of Lincoln University. And then on the issue of historical black university, Mr. Carlos Nelson is from Central State. Is that correct? In Ohio. So, I mean, we're not doing too bad. So we would encourage you to consider, first of all, consider Lincoln University in Jeff City, and then consider HBCU. With that, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jim Watts, and to look sharp is to be sharp. And what's up, Kansas City?
CMG wants you to always remember, the victory we call success goes to the best prepared. When you invest in your community, you're really just investing in yourself. Thanks.